I'm Phoenix Wright. You... Shelly the Killer.
My testimony is the truth.
This
Wait,
bitch.
what if Adrian, like, as On Guard's manager was like, I need to schedule an assassination for
Oh my
the
god.
person I manage.
For my employer.
God.
The defendant at the moment is Matt On Guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
That's pretty fucking suspicious.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit.
Couldn't even get out a
I was gonna say, like, you may have your random collections of letters, but I get a letter.
Wow.
Wow.
All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could actually win this.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has, instead, provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake.
Yeah, when you sum it all up like this, it really looks like Edgeworth did a bad fucking job for the last hour, huh?
But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client, which we should totally 100% believe.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. the Killer's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt On Guard is innocent.
Wow, that's
Oh!
I love that it's just like balanced on the edge.
Yeah.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion.
Shut up.
Please, continue the discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Oh my god.
Beep.
Bailiff, please bring Ms. Adrian Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Don't know why there was an ellipses in the middle of that sentence.
Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelly the Killer is certainly lying under oath.
This is the first time this has happened in the history of this courtroom.
It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please! That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Ms. Andrews. The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world.
Into his shadow realm.
Welcome to his twisted mind. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. the Killer himself testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume. Sorry, knife and suit nipple.
I was gonna say, excuse you?
I was about
heard
to
someone
object.
inhale.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Ms. Celeste Inpax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them dead.
No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial.
You thought her all.
Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? I forgot that Gumshoe was in a car accident.
He's fine. Don't worry about Gumshoe.
What am I supposed to do?
I think the right answer is to let the trial continue, but also,
I
like,
think
could
we
you
have
get the
to.
not guilty verdict and then be like, here's, like, decisive evidence that it was Matt on card? I'm sorry, I had to save my friend.
Double jeopardy.
I will say, save right now.
Uh-oh. I don't like to hear it. Things I do not like to hear.
As your holder of all the knowledge of the Ace Attorney trilogy and Game 4, save now.
I think, like, not to metagame too much, but I think we have to let the trial continue.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this game would, like, do all this shit about, like, being a good attorney and, like, making sure the actual murderer goes away, and then... Like, I think we'll get the miraculous save for Maya.
I'm very afraid that Maya's about to die, but I guess we did save. So request the trial continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phoenix.
I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty.
You are a lawyer.
I know. Duh. What? But Matt Ongard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. I'm really worried about this choice, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If I let Ms. Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Ongard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ongard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust?
You're in love with him, Phoenix.
I never thought about it until now. I trust him?
Oh.
Yes, you do.
They put the trust in red because they actually mean love.
It's true.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But... That witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor.
Oh.
There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Ugh, I'm nervous.
Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller.
I'm in.
Thank God.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
Ugh. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now? Because apparently I'm not in control of this court anymore.
Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
What?
I mean...
We have a captive audience every single time we come here. You shut up your mouth.
As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrew is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carrita was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and suit nipple.
Really glad we get to come back to the suit nipple.
That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
Impression of voice modulator into the voice modulator.
It's like one of those snowmen toys that like pitches up your voice every time you talk to it.
Ah!
I think he simply could have said, "No, I don't want to talk about this anymore," and then Matt Hongard would have been declared innocent, but like, okay.
This is a most unexpected turn of events. For the, 5th time now? I've learned to count to 5 since the last game.
I mean, I'd expect this many turns of events.
However, this time, everything has finally been revealed.
Wink.
Objection!
Everything.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Jesus fucking Christ, Edgeworth. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
We still have the cross-examination. Shut up!
Your Honor!
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor,
Yes!
the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Jesus. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. What the fuck is happening? If you scrutinize the testimony, then
Then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
The judges had it.
That makes two of us.
Jesus.
Hold it!
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness. About requesting a hit.
How do you?
Yes?
How much is your fee?
Uh-oh.
Just wondering?
For a friend.
I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
I have a bailiff that I need. Off.
Huh?
No, actually, no, that's not me, but...
He's just like making
Someone has
throat
taken
cutting
care of
motions
that.
across the courtroom like, no, that won't be necessary.
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
Ack! No. I'm not thinking of hiring.
Mr. Wright!
Yes!
You want to kill me? You want me dead? Don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor?
Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty!
God.
Witness, let's continue.
That was just the end of the game.
I thought that was the game's way of saying you made the wrong choice. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? Hold it! I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
I think you're
Well,
still pretty guilty.
Wink! You can't see me, so I just said wink.
What do you mean? Don't you always just say wink? I thought that's how it was done. That's what I've been doing. That goes without saying, Mr. DeKiller.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt.
Hold it! Are you talking about the suit nipple and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work.
But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook.
It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. Hold it! So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually, most people try and create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest that you plan for your alibi too.
No, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services. Ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here?
Because you're trying to kill me, Mr. Right.
I'm not! Hold it! From the very beginning?
That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. I won't elaborate. Hold it! So why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true.
I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Onguard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it?
Sadly, that is not possible.
Huh?
My job is to kill. That is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally.
Oh my god.
Framing isn't part of the packages I offer.
The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty.
And to raise them is my cause. Pokemon.
Gotta kill 'em all. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall.
Hold it! And that's all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Ugh.
Again? As in, you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor.
Wait, what?
Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
Excuse me?
Jesus.
Well, Edgeworth's
no,
already
no.
taken someone's life.
I'm fine, really. Yeah, he's like, I said, Mr. Attorney, I didn't say you.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now.
What are you going to do now, Phoenix?
All I can do now is expose the lies.
That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right?
I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Well... I mean, isn't this like, they don't know what's happening the whole time? Because why would someone... Well, no.
Yeah, the one where Edgeworth said that's on.
That's this
I was
one.
gonna say, what was the one that Edgeworth commented on? Cause,
Yeah, this one.
I mean, wasn't... Okay, now I'm trying to remember stuff that's happened in previous ones, but I feel like there was something about Adrian not thinking he was dead.
Yeah, but... Basically, like, she could have lied about that. What I was thinking is like, oh, if they know what's going on the whole time, then why would someone film it? But then I was like, oh, to use as blackmail, I guess.
Yeah, didn't, God, didn't Adrian pour the wine or the tomato juice or whatever because she thought he'd passed out?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, couldn't she just have done that because she was pretending to think he'd passed out?
Well, possibly, but we're trying to prove that she's innocent.
Yeah, you're right. Perhaps.
Also, I didn't realize how huge the suit nipple was.
A big ass nipple.
No. Yeah, I mean, we could. I think that's a valid point. We could present this.
I felt like I remembered that being part of her defense earlier, but I don't.
No, it was.
Oh.
It was. Alright, why not? Objection! Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Carita had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass.
Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Carita had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
I mean, I guess it does have her fingerprints all over it, so, like, why would she leave it there on purpose?
Yeah.
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind.
There you go. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail?
Yes it is. That's why I'm asking.
It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Carita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. Who the fuck is the killer? We've gone back and forth 4 times.
How strange.
I'm worried.
Yes.
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix. If DeKiller figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Fucking wish Edgeworth could just find these contradictions then. Jesus. If he had the same exact thought. Yeah, I know. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you
I'm
can't say
shocked
things
at
like that without any evidence.
Wink, wink.
Ah, sorry.
Is this like some new flirting thing? That's weird. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
They're so bad at pretending to be antagonistic. Anyway, aha! A weak man. I've been waiting for like 3 sessions of us playing this game for Edgeworth to start a sentence with anyway, so that I can jump on him. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. I don't know if it will anymore. I don't know what's happening.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistake.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
My stress levels are so high.
I know.